AM 800 KXIC, online at kxic.com, and on YouTube if you want to watch the show and get the cameras going. It's always fun. We have the pups in the studio. No pups today, but I'm sure we'll have them sometime again soon. They're always fun to have in the studio. It's nice to kind of have shows without them sometimes, though, because then you just got to relax a little bit more. You don't have to chase them around so much, but they are fun to have in the studio. So Ron is here from Petland of Iowa City. It is very cold, and when we're talking cold, we want to keep our pups warm, and there's ways we're going to do that. So we're going to talk about that today. So that's one of the topics today is winterizing your pups, which is kind of a fun way to put it. Also, we are going to talk about the amazing pet story of the week, a military dog. We'll talk about that. And then we have a couple other things to talk about today too. The Labrador Retriever is the pet of the breed of the week. And we're also going to talk about a food made in Wisconsin. And so those are the topics today. How are things going, Ron?
Doing real good. If you wanted to listen to this and actually see us live, not that I'm saying that that's exciting, but
Hello.
But if you wanted to experience it, hey, what is a radio station look like? You know, and when Jay and I are on the air, you can go to YouTube and then search PAWSitively Petland Radio Show, and then if you subscribe to it, I just got a notification on my own phone. Hey, that show went live just now. So if you ever wanted to just tune in or just know whenever we're doing a show, you can subscribe to it and check it out. You can also, though, listen to all of our shows, audio portion on your podcast. So if you're in the car and you download your podcast, this would be one that you could download. Jay, how do you find that?
Just go to our website, kxic.com. It's one of the tabs, podcasts, and you just go to that, and then you type in whatever one. If you have a certain breed you want to hear about, we do different breeds every week. Your breed is likely up there, I would guess. After the years of archives of doing the show, we have covered almost every main breed I know. So you can check out and listen to specifics about your breed and learn a thing or two along the way, which is always a lot of fun. That's what we try to do, is help with training and help with other things that might be bothering you. I like to think about the people who have heard something that we've said, tried it, and it worked. I mean, I know it doesn't always work, but I like to think about the people who have done that because we've helped them out. And that's what the show is all about, is trying to find things that annoy pet owners and try to make the relationship better for everybody, because it's not a good situation when your dog or cat is doing something that really is upsetting you. It's adding stress to your life, and it's just not an enjoyable experience. So when we can help you out with some training and some things that can help you deal with those situations, it's always good. And that's what we're going to do today, is talk about ways to keep your dog cold or warm when it's cold. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But we have our amazing pet story of the week. Oh boy, he's got a big parka on today. It's a big voice guy.
It's time
He is
for
bundled
the
up. I've
amazing
never seen
pet
so many
story
clothes on
of the
that man.
A ski mask too. He's talking through the ski mask. It is the amazing pet story of the week. Leica, I thought this was good. A military dog. This is a specific example of something that Leica did. We talk a lot about the police dogs. We've talked to the canine unit, but military dogs are also very important to help out our troops. And when they were in Afghanistan a couple of years ago, Leica was sent in to search for injured combatants. And once inside, she engaged an enemy combatant and took a round in the right shoulder from one of the enemy combatants, and she was able to live through that, was flown to get help with her right leg, and ended up having to get a portion of that removed, but she is doing good and is healthy, is out of combat. But there's an injured veteran right there, and it's just amazing. I always like hearing the stories about how these dogs are they put themselves in harm's way, and this dog now has an injury to deal with for the rest of his life, but it did help save the lives of some of our troops. And so great story. Leica, military dog, and that is our amazing pet story of the week. So we got that going. We'll wrap up this first segment here, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about the Labrador, where it's from, and a little bit more about the breed. We'll talk about winterizing your dogs, and we'll talk about that brand from Wisconsin that you can get and actually save a little bit of money on. From what I understand, you've got samples and coupons and things, right? All right. Ron Salzard here from Petland of Iowa City. $5 nail trims. Don't forget about that. Plus puppy classes and other good stuff at Petland of Iowa City. We'll be right back. Promo?
Yes.
All right. Oops, we'll air on the 18th. In 3, 2, 1. 800 KXIC Morning Host Jay Caper with Ron Salzrud from Petland of Iowa City. What are we going to talk about, Ron?
We are going to stump Jay on where does the Labrador come from. He's going to not know this one. So we're going to stump everybody on that and learn about that. We're going to learn how to winterize your pet. Hey, is your dog having problems with this cold or the snow? We're going to talk about different ways you can handle that. And then a dog food from Wisconsin, American Natural Premium. We're going to look to see, is that the right food for your dog? That's
Ron Salzrud with Petland of Iowa City. Check out the PAWSitively Petland shows Sunday mornings at 9 on AM 800 KXIC. All right. Ready? 3, 2. Welcome back. It's the PAWSitively Petland Show, 800 KXIC, KXIC.com, where you can catch the podcast page. Also on YouTube. You definitely want to check that out. We're talking pets, having fun, and we had our amazing pet story of the week, Leica, a military dog that ended up getting injured but helped save some lives of troops in Afghanistan. We're bringing Ron back here to talk about the Labrador. Ron, tell us about this great breed.
So we love to review breeds on the radio here. We're using AKC as the resource to say, you know, they're a great collection of information and they're a great organization as well. For the Labrador Retriever, so I have 2 questions on that. This one, Labrador Retriever, where does it originate from? But now here's the trick question. Where do all of America's Labradors really come from? I can give you a second guess or a second hint.
On the second one, is it Canada?
No, you would have been better to go after that one on the first one. Think higher than Canada.
Farther north?
Yeah. What's up there?
Greenland? Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And so, yeah, we're going to learn that there is an island, I believe, of a Labrador, an island called Labrador, but it does not originate from that island, but that area. And so I think they just used that island's name or somehow that got in there. Yeah. But where do you think all of America's Labrador Retrievers originate from after that? Because obviously that's the original source of where the Labrador was developed, and we'll learn about that. But where do we get ours from?
UK?
Yeah, from England.
England, all right.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
This is a kind of interesting little fact, so we'll learn more about that. The Labrador Retriever did not originate in Labrador, but on the island. Oh, I had that a little bit mixed around. Originate in Labrador, but on the island of Newfoundland.
Okay.
So in all probability, the breed developed from a combination of European breeds brought to Newfoundland on numerous fishing ships. So almost the breed comes from probably Europe, but then somebody on this Newfoundland island or people took those breeds as they were coming over on ships and made the Labrador. So it's kind of like they home away from home there. These ships' dogs, along with other dogs brought by English, Irish, and French colonists, combined in the melting pot that was colonial Newfoundland to produce the Labrador Retriever. The short-haired black dogs were known as Lesser Newfoundlands or St. John's dogs until several were purchased by the 3rd Earl of Malmesbury from fishermen on vessels returning to England. Malmesbury wrote, "We always call mine Labrador dogs," and he developed a breeding program to preserve their retrieving instinct and willingness to please. The breed soon attracted the attention of sportsmen in the United States, and Labradors were imported back to this continent in the early part of the 20th century. The first Labrador was registered by the American Kennel Club back in 1917, and the breed has since been utilized not only as a hunting dog, but also as an assistant dog, substance detection dog, search and rescue worker, and its most important job, the family companion.
Of course.
Because of his versatility and good nature, the Labrador has been the most popular AKC registered breed in the United States since 1992.
Wow.
So it's a little bit more about the form and function. Although the Labrador is the master of many trades, his essence is that of a working retriever. For this reason, the muzzle is the same length as the back skull, which is interesting because AKC looks at it looks at dogs from a little different perspective than we do. They're looking at lengths of this and all that, and they often compare this length to that length in different ways. So here's the muzzle to the back of the skull, or they'll have widths and stuff like that. The position of the ears as opposed to where the eyes are. Oh, look at the ears are set back on this one, or this one, the ears are set more on top. They look at it from those different perspectives, and you and I are like, what? It's a beautiful Labrador. Yeah. And then they point it out and you go, oh, look at those two Labradors are a little different.
Yeah, and that's the way they're judged too. I know,
right?
In those shows, is that
there's a preferred, and that's how they preserve the breed over time. Then, in much more detail than we realize.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's a lot of things that people don't even realize about dog shows and things they're looking at that you just look and think, it's a good-looking dog.
Right, and it's like everything we don't appreciate. Here I love the fact that it's a living being kind of a thing. Taking it to cars, I'm telling you, if you've never looked into a car and what makes it run, and we look at it and it's got plush Corinthian leather and and buttons and audio commands and all that, but behind that dashboard is a lot of wires and little motors and little computer chips and all that kind of stuff, and they just make it look nice. So
it takes a lot to get it all together too.
Okay, so going back to the muzzle side, we're talking about the length. It enables gentle handling of game because of that shorter muzzle. The neck is long enough to pick up game easily. The forechest is a prow shape to break water and ice. The body is keel shaped for water stability. The feet are medium sized and well webbed for strong propulsion in water. The two coats wrap the body as feathers and down wrap like a duck, and the thick, unique otter tail serves as a rudder. Finally, it is the retrieving instinct and intelligent, friendly, outgoing attitude that gives us the hallmark temperament of the breed. All of those things that they just went through, this reads well too, is what those people in Newfoundland were trying to get. And so as they saw different breeds come on, they said, oh, we want those big webbed feet like that dog. All Labrador Retrievers in the United States originate from dogs imported from England and come in 3 coat colors: black, yellow, and chocolate. You may find breeders who concentrate on blood. Oh, I read it as bloodiness, and I was like, what? Bloodlines. And so, just looking at different bloodlines and all that. Then adding a Labrador Retriever to your family is a serious obligation, as in all breeds. Labradors are energetic, devoted, intelligent, and enthusiastic companions who need to be included in family activities. They are willing learners, easily trained, and have sweet, loving dispositions.
Yeah, they do have energy. I can tell you that. Our dog loves to get out for the walks, so make sure to get out and exercise with those dogs.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that you got to know about. So if you're considering a Labrador Retriever, so some generalities. It is a large breed, so everything is more food, more poop, more shedding. It is a shedding breed, so it'll have multiple shedding seasons throughout the year. That's where the Furminator we always bring out is a great tool to have to use on that shedding aspect. It's going to be more playful. When a large breed is playful, that's different than when a small breed is playful. You've got more weight that's getting swung around and all that. So if you have little toddlers and you are extremely cautious, hey, maybe a smaller breed is yours. But there's a lot of families out there going, hey, Ron, I have toddlers and I have the Labrador Retriever and it's just perfectly fine. You love that aspect of it. And so just know that going into it so that you pick the right pet for your family. So shedding, large breed, lot more food. You know, you're going to be feeding, you know, here, my little dogs, I have 2 little dogs, and it takes me 3 months to go through a big bag. For a Labrador Retriever, you're probably going to go through a bag to 2 bags a month in food. So that's the difference there. You know, so there's going to be a little more cost in that. So, and then you have to have the dedication, like you said, on the exercise. When you get home with a small breed, they can run around your house and kind of get that all out. Right now, these cold temperatures, you're out there with this dog going, all right, run.
Yeah.
Let's go.
If you have a big fenced in yard, though, they can run around out there.
Yeah,
too.
good point.
So, but it is good. It's a great family dog. I loved my labs, and so if you're considering one, I would recommend, as long as you've got the energy to give it the exercise it needs, I would recommend.
What's interesting in the AKC, I've noticed a little bit of a change, because they used to say for large breeds, if you're an apartment dweller, a condo dweller, do not, you know, get. They actually wiped that all out. What I think they were finding is it's a commitment of the individual to get the dog out.
Yeah, it's not the living space necessarily.
Right.
It's the ability to exercise.
Yeah,
and there's people who live in condos that are very active.
Yeah.
So dog doesn't need space to run around the house if you're running around with it outside.
Yeah, you might actually have more time because you're not out cutting the grass or fixing the roof or, you know, all that kind of a thing.
Yeah, so that does make sense. That's Ron Salzer with Petland of Iowa City, and that's the Labrador Retriever. Tell us a little bit about how to keep that lab warm, or any type of breed warm.
All right, so we got a whole new line of clothing in this year to Petland of Iowa City. And what I was looking for this year was that form and function and good lookingness kind of a thing. I wanted everything, because I even wanted it at a decent price. In the past, this market it was going lower and lower in cost, and the junk that was getting pumped out was just like, eh. I found a manufacturer that went back to the basics, figured out how to manufacture things more economically, but the quality is all there. And then there's this form factor in everything that they do is also good. So let's take their coats, for instance. I can get one of their coats on your dog in about 5 seconds. You can't. I mean, with most coats, how do you get them on? You know, you're trying to get them through those little holes, and then as soon as you get it in one little leg through the little sleeve thing, the other one came out, and you're like, I hate this thing. You know, and then you don't use it. So when people come in and they're, you know, oh, my dog's a little shivery, or I see their dog is shivering coming into the store, I go, hey, let me show you how this thing works. You don't have to get their legs through anything. It's got one band that goes across the chest, one band that goes across the belly. They're both Velcroed. So you put it on the top of them, you wrap it around their neck. It's not only Velcro, so that's really easy to then fasten, but they're expandable. There's an elastic aspect to them. So literally your dog will fit in 2 different sizes. One will be a little too short and everything. And then you can go to the next size for that. And this is how adjustable they are. So for those pugs and those girthy dogs that are out there, you're going to find something that works for them, because you're going to have a hard time. Dachshunds are difficult to find things for them because of that long back. So this one, you're going to wrap it around their neck, wrap it around their body, Velcro it, you're in. And it is that easy.
Quick. Is that new? You said this is a new product?
Brand new. Found them this summer
Nice.
at a trade show. And I go, this is Wendy and I and Coy, when we're at trade shows, we're always the last one on the show floor. And it probably drives the organizers nuts, because, I mean, they're literally turning the lights off in these big, huge, venues and stuff like that. The covers are over the different booths that are out there, and here we're running through and looking and looking. It's when nobody is there, you don't get stuck in conversations and stuff like that, so you can go through a lot really quickly. Well, this is a case in point. He was literally dismantling his booth while we were talking with him, and we're like, oh, I love this. And he was distracted. And so we really got to see what it was. And then he came over and he goes, okay, let me show you what this is all about. And he showed us that easiness of the coats. The sweaters are a little more traditional that we have. So they do have the little holes. And so it does take a little bit more. But you're not trying to get out the door when you're putting sweaters on. That's more of that in the house look, company's coming over, you're dressing up the dog, kind of a thing. So we got a lot of nice sweaters there. And then on the boot side, we have 2 different kinds of boots. We have a boot, a good quality boot. I know in the past there's so many boots out there that, you know, okay, they were cheap, but holy cow, they didn't hold up either. This one, oh, what is my price? I think it's $20 in that range. So an okay price, but these things last. And that's what I was big on with him. I said, I want something that's going to last. And so this one is the moderate boot. It's well insulated, easy to get on. It's got a little Velcro strap that goes around the ankle part to keep it on and all that kind of stuff. Bring your dog in. It's easiest to try them on. Most people buy ones that are too big and then they come back and go, I need something smaller. It's easier just to try them on, just like we try our shoes on. But then we have a like a snow boot. And now this is what you would think, you know, for the kids and stuff, insulated. This is Rocky Mountain durable kind of a thing. So they can go running in this thing on all different terrain, not wear it out or anything like that. So we have 2 styles of boots. Actually, we have another style of boot. Do you think your dog would like slippers? We bought slippers in. And for only the small breeds, if you want one for the larger breeds, we just can order it in. We'll have it in a week. Even leg warmers we brought in this year. I brought limited supplies to those because I didn't know how the public would like them. These things are under $10. So they're a lot more economical, not meant for outside really. Maybe the leg warmers are. But it was just, I thought was fun, you know, kind of thing. And I thought, now there's somebody that's going to be out there wanting slippers on their dogs. So we got a nice variety of clothing, really functional, really good quality. So check all that out. We're getting new supplies in every week on those because we were running through them quicker than we even thought we were. So know that if you don't get them, we're literally taking special orders so that we'll call you when they're back in, so you don't make a
going back to that coat. That seems like it could be very helpful for people to throw it on, and you know,
those I really thought were going to be a hit, and so we got a lot
different colors and stuff.
Yep, I got blue, red, and then a black, a little sharper looking black version of it. And so we got all the different colors that you could want for
Good deal. That's Ron Salzer with Petlandiowacity. We're just about out of time, but we left enough time to talk about the food from Wisconsin.
All right. So now food from Wisconsin, American Natural Premium. And specifically, we're talking about the duck meal and pork product. And this is a grain-free product by American Natural. I'm going to jump real quickly to the dog food advisor. So giving you the end result, this is 4.5 stars out of 5. This is really high marks as far as foods go. They loved the protein value up at 31, ratioed with the fat content of 19%. That is really good. The only 2 things that they pointed out that like, oh, the internet's a little goofy on these 2 things. Pea flour is in the ingredients list. Oh, yeah, that's going to cost what? I'm like, what did they pick these tiny little things out? Pea flour is fine for your dog. It's not anything radical or anything like that. And then tomato pumice. Oh,
what's wrong with that?
Yeah, I don't even know what they're picking these things out. So I think tomato pumice gets into some of the digestive issues within the stomach, and it's added to it. Really good natural product. What I really like about American Natural Premium is, if you don't know, there's a lot of consolidation going on in the market over the last years. This is owned by a family in Wisconsin. I mean, it's like kind of a small operation as far as dog food goes. But this is something that they've really believed in. They put this together because of their own dogs. They've just developed it over time, and they're just kind of a quiet little company. I really like what they stand for, American Natural Premium. We've got free samples in our store right now that you can check out and bring home. There's a little coupon attached to them. If we run out, we're going to have more coming in. They've said, hey, we'd love to get you as many free samples as you want so that you can get it out to the customers. We have it stacked up right by our register. Price is also very economical. In fact, let me go back to their website. If I can get their tagline, I think it's premium food without the premium price is kind of where they go from.
That's impressive that it is a smaller business to be able to do that too.
Right. Yeah. And and we have it. Are you a Taste of the Wild kind of person? That is one of another. They're a bigger company now, but they started with a small aspect, and they've kept their prices down as well. They just don't have all that marketing budget that those big food companies end up going into. And so we actually have it stacked up right next to our Taste of the Wild, and they're both the same price. And so, yeah, really economical for what you're getting. Man, you can't beat the price on these things. So check out American Natural Premium. We have a grain-free formula in the duck and pork, and then we have their original brand, which is a really good premium food. They didn't take all the grains out. If you haven't listened to the show before, we talk about grains. Grains are actually okay for dogs. It's an internet thing. Now, can you go overboard with it? Yes. When you buy those cheap foods, they're overboarding on the grains. They're just going crazy with them. That's why your dog poops more with those cheap brands. They poop a lot less when you go to a premium brand. Premium brands that we have in our store, you're going to feed half as much, so they're going to poop half as much. So that's a good reason to check these things out. And then if you're feeding half as much, but you're paying more, do you realize that, hey, you're getting a wash there? You're really not paying more for the premium food because you're feeding less of it. So it ends up being a wash. But you do get all the supplements and everything else that they put into that premium brand on top of all of this as a benefit. So check out American Natural dog food. And here, American Natural Premium. I lost my train of thought. American Natural Premium at Petland of Iowa City. We have it stacked up right at the register. And then we also have free samples at the register, which includes coupons for it. So if you want to jump, you can grab the free sample, grab the coupon, buy a bag, get it all done right there.
Nice. Good deal. All right. That's Ron Salzer for Petland of Iowa City. And we are just about out of time. So as we wrap up, Ron, tell us about your store.
We're Petland of Iowa City. We talked about dog food just now. All of our dog food and cat food is on a buy 10, get one free. We track it for you. There's nothing that you're cutting coupons or cutting UPCs or tracking this or that. We do it all for you. We just sign you up. The computer tracks it. And when that free bag of food comes your way, it's a party in the register, so we're all having fun and you just saved a lot of money. It's all competitively priced as well. We're very conscious of, hey, what's our prices compared to others? So making sure that it's competitive on top of that. So we're literally a competitive price, plus you're getting 10% off when you do the buy 10, get one free. And so it's a really low price as a result. We do $5 nail trims, no appointments necessary. So you can't beat a $5 nail trim. Take us up on that one. And then talk with us about your dog. I always love to ask the question. It's a funny one. What do you like least about your dog? Because if we can figure out how to solve that problem, you're going to love your dog or cat even more. So we want that to be your focus so that you love that little pet even more. And that includes hamsters and reptiles and fish and all that other stuff as well.
No doubt about it. And a place to go warm up this holiday season, too.
It's a balmy 72 degrees.
There you go. Enjoy it. That's for Ron Salzer. I'm Jay Caper. And check out Petland of Iowa City. Lower Muscatine. You got to go. Bye.